Hello and welcome to this video. There will be what I've ever read in the first week of October video, I guess I'll call it something like that. And the first will be by Chelsea Cain and it's called Evil at Heart. This is the third book in the series about Gretchen Lowell. And in this book we follow Archie, who is a former detective, and he's now in a mental asylum because of all the horrible things Gretchen put him through. Gretchen is, at least on the title page or on the cover, always mentioned as the female Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, she is a mass murderer. She doesn't care who you are, whatever you are, or yeah, if she feels the need to it, she will kill you. She's also called the beauty killer because she's very beautiful, and in this book a lot of people are a huge fan of her and think she's, well, the perfect woman. And yeah, so he's in the mental asylum, Archie. And then some murders start to happen, and they're all like murders on locations where she has left some human bodies before. So at some place they find some eyeballs, on some other places you find a head without eyes or with eyes in it that belong to another victim. And now the question rises, is she back on her murder streak again because she promised she wouldn't commit any murders so long as Archie doesn't commit suicide. So that's what the book's about. It's a very fast read. At some points it's enjoyable, let's say, but at some points it's losing his believability because Gretchen is now, almost a hero, even though she has murdered, let's say, 200 plus victims, children, older men, anything you can think. So yeah, it's like people want her to keep murdering because, yay, we have some new more locations to visit because there'll be much more tourism and whatever, whatnot. So yeah, I still recommend it, but keep in mind it isn't really believable. So that's book one. I also read Houses of Horror by Hans Holzer. Yeah, it's about haunted houses, to be short. In the beginning, the first 3 or 4 stories, because it's a lot of short stories about haunted places, haunted houses, whatnot. It's non-fiction, so this guy believes he really is investigating it, and some medium he is mentioning halfway through the book, and she'll make an appearance for now on. Has some experiences, and yeah, they tell a story about some famous people who died, some not famous people, and why they're still hunting some locations and what can be done about it. So yeah, if you want a spooky book, you can read it for October or Halloween or whatever you want to call this time period. The problem I had with this book, it's getting somewhat repetitive. After, let's say, 7 or 8 stories, you almost get what's going to happen. They go to a haunted house, they investigate it, you get some information about the family who lives there or who's haunted, and if it's the family or it's the house itself, and what can be done about it or what not. So yeah, that's it pretty much about this book. And then on to the third one. That will be Ghostwarrior by Linda Dielemans. This is somewhat of a YA. And this one is set, let's say, 3,500 years ago. So in the Bronze Era, or in the Bronze Age, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like I said, it's YA, and then on the younger side of YA. It's about Arn and Leah, if I pronounced it more correct. It's by a Dutch author, so I'll try to name the characters in English. Yeah. Arn is a carer for the dead, just like his father. And on one occasion, he messes up with the burial rituals. So his whole village is banishing him, and he only has the right to come back when he has, undertaken a journey to, let's say, get rid of the sins. And it all has to do with a bronze sword. He's touched it, and now the spirits that are inside the sword can't find rest. So he has to go to the sword maker, who's called Mellar, and hopefully find a solution so all the souls that are inside the sword can find rest, or are released out of the swords. And on his way he finds a girl. She's married to another boy, but she doesn't want to be married to him. But her father, Chelsea, has to marry him, because otherwise all the trade won't go through, and she will be ashamed for that family. And we also meet another boy whose name is Spiro, and he's from another part of the world. And he also has to go to Mellar for his savior. And we follow those three stories. It's quite entertaining. Also, sometimes it's sad, and I really liked it, so highly recommend it if you can find a copy of it. And the last book I've read in the first week of October is The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. Also the first book in the Witcher series. I really like that one. Also because of how this book is structured. So there are 7 short stories. And one of those short stories is cut into pieces. And throughout all the other short stories, we meet the characters who will, I guess, continue within the Witcher series. And every fragment of the story that's cut up hints to something happening in the other short stories that we're going to read about. I really liked it. It also hints to some fairy tales, so that's a nice Easter egg, I guess you can say. So really enjoyable to read something about that. And great way to start this series. I have had this book almost 10 to 12 years now, and haven't read it yet. So I'm really glad I did pick it up, and well, I was almost mind blown how much I really like the story. So can't wait to continue within the Witcher world. Yeah, but that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!